wanted to run by you. The Japanese people possess a most laudable love for the natural world. Be that as it may, many of them have never grown a plant themselves, you included. Is that not a great pity? I certainly think so. But then, Eureka, I thought. You should start your own little garden. You're overthinking things. Better to learn by doing, I always say. Just start with something simple and experiment. Why? If you prove to have a green thumb, you'll never have to forage for plants again. That's what I like to hear. Good thing, too, since I already went ahead and made some preparations behind your house. I look forward to seeing what kind of plants you decide to grow.
Ah, it's you. That's fine work. Thanks to you, it looks like we have what we need to revitalize the shogunate. Now, I had my men look into the samurai you mentioned. Word is they're working for the Brits as an intermediary. Setting up weapon sales with the high and mighty. Something smells rotten, though. And someone in my position can't afford to turn a blind eye. In fact, not all the men I sent to investigate have come back. I have to assume the worst. This has grown beyond your pet project. I need to keep looking into this. But let's leave that conversation for another time. I sent the best of the men you gathered to the military academy, by the way. You should take a look yourselves. It's a new style of dojo, where they teach more than just the sword. Namely firearm proficiency and horsemanship to Western standards.
Ah, that sounds interesting. I might go and take a peek right now. See you there, okay?
Man of action, isn't he? Now, there's one more favor I'd like to ask of you. Enomoto says we don't have the funds to buy ourselves guns or artillery. When I mentioned this to Mr. Brunet, he suggested we try selling Japanese crafts at the International Exposition in Paris. Viscount Shibusawa, our money man, will know exactly what to do. Will you take this letter and offer him any help he might require? You'll find him at the South Commissioner's office. That's all for now. But don't think I won't ask you for more favors if you come back. Feel free to drop by the military academy first, though. You won't want to miss what's going on there.
I was wondering where you... What can I do for you? You certainly have a discerning eye. You certainly have a discerning eye. You certainly have a discerning eye. I hope we can be of service to you again.
we meet again. Clearly, I'm no match for your strength, so I'll just have to make use of it. My name is Alexandria Moreau. Seeing as we are not total strangers, let us get down to business. Naturally, I will have you answer my questions in full honesty. To start, please identify yourself. I see. You do seem rather lonely, don't you? Now then, where might I find Robert Fortune? Well, after all I did to make him suffer, I'm rather surprised he didn't run away or hide. The foolish man. However, I suppose it simplifies things somewhat. I shall have you bring him to me. There we go. Help me get what I desire, and you shall be rewarded. You were gathering morning glories earlier, no? That is a special flower. I want you to serve it to Mr. Fortune in a tea. Once he's consumed it, he should follow your every order. After that, you are to bring him to the abandoned plot of land by Denzuin Temple. Understood? Good. Then I'll leave the matter to you.
How can I help you today? That's very kind of you. Although I'm not quite sure I can accept it. I'm in your debt enough as it is. Then again, I would hate to refuse your generous invitation. Oh, what should I do? Yes, let's do that. I suppose that... How can I help you today? That's very kind of you. Although I'm not quite sure I can accept it. I'm in your debt enough as it is. Then again, I would hate to refuse your generous invitation. Oh, what should I do? Right, if you insist. Verily, tea is a wonderful thing. It has no borders, and is something the British and Japanese can enjoy alike. Of course, I enjoy the odd cup of sake also, but there are so many who wreck their lives with it, don't you think? Anyway, this tea, it tastes a little funny, no? Are you leaving? About time I go out too. So, shall we go look for a wonderful flower garden? To think that I came all the way to Japan just to be housebound by bloody expulsionists. Time waits for no one, you know. It's Mr. Fortune! Quick, we must save him! If only I always had a warrior like you with me. Ah, I feel great. It must be the tea. What kind of leaves were they?
You! Give it back to us! Don't try anything funny!
Thank goodness! Ah, flower petals. The flower garden must be nearby.
So, the reports were true. I'd heard you were working with that woman.
Ah, a flower! A flower monster in the shape of a human! Ah!
What lies filled your head? But hand Robert over at once. You fire! Stop it! Robert! Hold on!
Good job. You did splendidly. I have a feeling that this is the start of a beautiful relationship. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Till next time.